Viewers, it is Crystal here. In this video, what we're going to be discussing is how to handle missing values in R. And so we're going to go through a few scenarios of handling missing values. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a vector with some missing values in it. So V becomes C brackets 3, NA, 7, NA, 12, NA, 5. So that means we've got 3 missing values in this vector. So if you want to check for missing values, you type in is.na brackets V, and it'll say if it's not a missing value, it's false. If it is a missing value, it's true. So another thing that we want to do is we want to count the missing values. So to count the missing values, you type sum brackets is.na brackets V, and then you see that you've got 3 missing values in that vector. If you want to check for any and all missing values, to check for any missing values, you say any brackets is in A brackets V, and that says true because you do have some missing values in that vector. And to check for all missing values, you say all brackets is in A brackets is.NAV, and that's false because all of them are not missing values. And then if you want to remove the missing values from the vector, then what you're going to do is you're going to use a subset. So V square brackets not is in A brackets V, and then so you're just going to have 3, 7, 12, and 5 are going to be the values that are not missing. So if you want to replace missing values with another number, and in this situation, we're going to replace the missing values with 0. V square brackets is.na brackets V becomes 0, and so all of the missing values in the vector in this example become 0. And if you want to replace all the missing values with the mean of the vector, it's V square brackets is.na brackets V becomes mean brackets V comma rm na.rm equals true. And so what that does is that replaces all the missing values with the mean. So the mean in this instance is 6.75. And so if you want to ignore missing values in a calculation, you do mean brackets V comma na.rm equals true. So that's to get the mean of the values that are not missing, and that's 6.75. So if you want to get the sum of the missing values, it's sum brackets V comma na.rm equals true. And so the sum is 27. And if you want to get the standard distribution of the missing standard deviation of the missing values, it's SD brackets V comma na.rm equals true, and 3.86 is the standard deviation. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a data frame that has some missing values in it to use in the next examples. So we've created a data frame that has columns A, B, and C, And in columns A and B, you've got missing values. So you can see the data frame that we have created. So column A and B have missing values, but column C does not. So we're going to remove the missing values from the data frame. So NA.omit brackets DF is one way that you can remove missing values from the data frame. And when you do that, you only have the third column in the data frame because all of the other missing values, rows 1 and 2, are not in the data frame because they have missing values. Or you can say, do some subsetting, DF square brackets complete dot cases brackets DF comma, and that's another way that you can remove the missing values. And you can see again, you only have the third row in this data frame because row 1 and row 2 have missing values. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to put our data frame in this cell, and we're going to column-wise replacement in a data frame. So DF $A, that's your A column, square brackets is dot NA, brackets DF $A becomes median DF $A, comma NA dot RN equals true. And what that does is that replaces the missing value with the median of the column. So you can see that it's a little bit difficult for me to find. But it says, so we've got in column A, you replace it with the median. And so you have 1, 2, and 1.5. So let's see what we've got here in column A. So column A originally had 1 and 2, and the third one was the missing value, and the median of 1 and 2 is 1.5. Okay, and then so now we're going to use the same data frame that we created before, but what we're going to do is we're going to identify missing values in a data frame. And so you can see column A, you have 1 missing value. Column B, you have 1 missing value. And column C, you have 0 missing values. And that's it. That's it for working with missing values in R. I'm sorry, the Google Colab is so problematic to work with. What that's telling me probably is that I need to create another Google Colab sheet, which I will do when I finish this series of videos, because the more cells you have open in Google Colab, the harder it is to actually locate the cell. But that concludes the presentation on how you deal with missing values in R. So I hope you liked the video. I hope you found it informative. And the next video is going to be another subject on data manipulation in R. And I hope you decide to watch it.